Bandits who abducted about 35 worshippers from the Christ Apostolic Church, Okegon Eruku, in Ekiti local government area of Kwara State have demanded a ransom of 100 million naira per victim, according to family members and community leaders. Relatives say the kidnappers have begun calling them using the victims' phones and have reportedly grouped the abductees, with the first group of 11 each asked to pay 100 million naira. Community leader Chief Olusegun Olukotun, who escaped the attack but has 4 family members still in captivity, confirmed the ransom demand. Meanwhile, the Oba of Eruku, Oba Busari Olariwaju, is appealing for urgent government intervention despite welcoming the swift military deployment ordered after the governor's visit. And so to discuss more on this current security crisis in Nigeria, we are joined by a security analyst and the executive director, Elixir Trust Foundation, Emmanuel Ikule. Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining us to discuss this. So, what is actually driving the recent rise in kidnappings and violent attacks targeting schools and communities?
There's a saying that an unexamined life is not worth living. When a group of criminals, before they go out in full force to be able to do a particular thing, they first of all try to sample their plans and see whether it works. Once that flies, then they see that, okay, there's that possibility of doing it even better. And coupled with the fact that our security agencies, their body language is not showing that they are willing to actually address this. Not even really, they are even secondary, but from the presidency, they have not really shown interest in addressing this. And these criminal gangs are aware that the presidency is not interested. So when you are not seeing the political will to actually face you, and you're also not seeing security agencies that should have been trying to bring you down, also not doing anything about it, coupled with the fact of the other factors, maybe internal community clashes that might have happened over time. And also, most of our schools don't have any protection. Absence of security around schools, absence of community structures to protect such schools. I know that the government some years back formed what was called the SMB, School-Based Management Committee, SBMC, to also help in providing a kind of a first aid support to schools, also addressing issues of land grabbing, where even indigents will try to collect land belonging to such schools and other things like that. So some of these issues are not in place. Most schools, just like I said earlier, no security, no fence, and also not even paying attention to what happens around. Security agencies, maybe the police stations or the police checkposts that are also around, we have been hearing different reports. Most of these attacks always happen close to a checkpoint. But most times our security agencies do not go there.
Okay, so Emmanuel,
continue to give them that willingness to continue their criminal activities.
All right, so Emmanuel, several accounts suggest that these raids and these attacks are well coordinated. So is it actually possible to anticipate and stop such operations before they happen?
It's very, very possible. And if you look at the attacks that happened in Yeliwata in Benue State, the DSS gave that information to the military, gave same information to the governor of Benue State, which in turn shared it with the governor of Nasarawa State. This was even a month before it happened. A lot could have been done to prevent this from happening, be it at the level of checkpoints, be it at the level of even having more like a community policing committee at that level, or even try to improve the security, moving law enforcement officers to those areas, even empowering them with ammunition that could cope with the incoming attacks from such persons. But nothing was done until it happened. And if you check all these different locations that attack have happened, particularly this year, there's hardly any place that attack have happened that is completely new. If you have any, you are able to relate with anybody in such committees, you will be informed that all this information have been given to either the police or the military, and most times they do nothing about it until it happens.
Okay, so
that has been the situation. And
all right, so we're actually talking about 3 kidnapping incidents now in 3 schools, including the one in the church, a particular community. And some people feel like this is some sort of a coordinated attempt, and these are actually soft targets, soft areas to attack. You also mentioned that security level is very, very abysmal in those areas, despite the fact that it had happened before. Is there any political motive or undertone that we can attach to this? Because the speed at which it's on the rise compared to a couple of months back, seems to actually, tell us something that we actually do not know, but then we need to be privy to.
For people that are still claiming ignorance, actually there's a serious insecurity. We're actually facing a serious insecurity issues in our country. And we already know that all these attacks primarily are being coordinated and carried out by Fulani militia. They have not denied this. They have come out publicly to actually state that this is who they are and this has been their objectives. So a lot of us have seen it already as jihad that have been in full force. There were pockets of attack at the beginning. Gradually, it became Sharia law that was imputed in the constitution. And gradually, we are seeing attacks. Gradually, we are seeing same persons being incorporated into the military. We are seeing same persons being appointed to high positions. The last administration gave appointment to Patami, and he stayed for 8 years. And currently, we have the vice president. Also, we all know that was part of the formation or part of those that ensured the beginning of Boko Haram in Borno State and the rest. And these persons, as long as they are being found in still in the government, how can they prosecute their own cronies or their own friends in the office? Abacha said this some time ago, that once insecurity persists between more than 24 hours, it means the government has a hand in it. And you can also see the precedent. There are a number of killings happening, attacks happening. There have been no conversations with citizens. It means they care less about what happens. They are more concerned about elections. Are we talking about his appearance when he came to Benue State after the Yelewata attack? He came in celebration robes. This, even in a place where, like Ukraine and Russia, that are even engaging in war, you hardly see this number of deaths or kidnapping happening daily. Now, there are for a lot of persons, they feel that this is outside these cases or these particular locations being reported. There are also no other locations not being reported. Few days ago in Taraba, more than 45 persons were killed. And the government of the day is trying to even, after a particular tribe and particular people have been ransacked, about 10 communities, their communities have been ransacked. The government actually they wanted to collect their land and give to the military about 100 hectares of land from them and give to them. When they refused and said they would challenge the governor in court, the next thing, Fulani militia came and attacked the communities and murdered people. The numbers as of 3 days ago was about 45 on thereabout.
All right.
So that is just one. In Benue State here in Naka, there was also attack. About 2 persons were reported killed in Naka. That is way west.
Well, Emmanuel,
there are pockets of attack in different areas.
Well, basically, it seems there is more to it than meets the eye, and the government would need to stand on its toes if it hopes to bring to an end these incessant attacks and killings in the country. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ikule, for sharing your thoughts with us on the news.